Hey, I bet you that's pretty good. And so, well, folks, welcome to another edition of Living in Altadore and Marda Loop. Today's guest on our show is John
Longarini.
Today's guest on the show is John Longarini.
Welcome I always tell people rhymes with Lamborghini.
And it does.
Yeah.
Longarini.
And if you really want to say it correctly, you got to use the hand. You got to say Longarini.
Longarini.
Now you've got it.
Very good. I was meant to be Italian. And you are Italian.
We all were. We all are.
A good friend of mine is taking Italian lessons. He is so excited about learning Italian. Do you speak Italian?
I need to take Italian lessons because I speak only a little, and that's one of my retirement goals is to learn Italian and do more traveling in Italy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what is your connection to Italy?
My dad's family came over in around 1902, and they were the Erastis and the Longarinis, and they moved to Sudbury, Ontario.
Okay.
And so that's where that family started, and then they're from a region in Italy called the Marche, which is kind of in central Italy along the Adriatic, and then my mom's family, she came over after World War II, and they were from northern Italy, a place called province of Friuli, a little town called San Daniele, kind of close to Venice. And they came over to Sudbury in the 50s. Of course, my mom and dad met there, and then the rest is history, so to speak. But
and so your dad and mom, did your mom feel a whole bunch more Italian than your dad because she was one generation closer to it?
Oh yeah, 2 generations closer.
So she did feel more Italian.
My mom is Italian. My mom is like, we still have the house in Italy where my mom was born. And
oh wow.
Yeah, so it's still in the family, and I could be spending way more time there than.
And so, if you go to Italy on a bike trip, can you stop and visit your cousins? They'll let you stay with them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Nice.
It's my uncle, my aunt, and my mom really who kind of own the house now. And in fact, on my dad's side, the Longarinis, who we kind of lost touch with, and that family moved to, if you can believe it, Venezuela, Caracas, Venezuela.
Yeah.
They moved back to Italy, so they're in Rome now.
Huh.
So I've never met that branch, but I've united with them on Facebook, if you can believe it, when my dad passed away.
Wow.
So that's one of my goals as well, go visit them, and we chit chat on Facebook. So that's one of the great things about social media. How it can bring people together like that.
Absolutely. It does it all the time, and it's I find it's great that way.
Yeah, so there's a lot of pros. Yeah.
We met through Calglen soccer when both our kids were knocking soccer balls around.
We did. Your son, Jacob, right?
Yeah.
And my son, Lucas, played soccer together for at least one season.
And I think Shirley, my wife, was their coach.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would sit in the sidelines.
Yeah. And kind of like veg out, relax.
Yeah, because it's busy having a young family.
It's busy having a young family. It's not as busy now at home, is it?
No, I have a lot more time on my hands now. I really do. But I am taking my son for supper, but the other one after we're done here.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, John, we won't keep you too long. John, we are here tonight because you're a musician.
I am a musician.
And you have a single out these days that we're trying to vote for and get skyrocketed in the charts.
It is. We do. It is on the CBC Searchlight contest, if you like.
Right.
And let me just preface this by music is my passion and my hobby. So I do have a day job where I wear this suit.
And he's got a nice suit for his day job.
And but I love music more than anything, almost. And so I'm lucky enough to play with some fabulous musicians, including your wife. We've collaborated on some things. Mm-hmm. She's a great cellist. Mm-hmm. But myself and a few friends, we have a single out called Tell Me, and it features a great singer, local singer, young lady, Ashley Garrett, who's a student at MRU in her early 20s. And so we thought, we recorded it in my basement because the technology is very accessible now.
Wow.
We did all the recording and engineering in my basement. We did give it to a friend of ours who's a music producer, and he kind of did the final mix and mastering on it. And we thought, it's pretty good. So we put it up and we've entered into the CBC Searchlight contest. So if anyone wants to vote for us, go to CBC Searchlight and then just search for artist Ashley Garrett, and we would love your votes. Yeah.
Ashley Garrett.
Yeah.
And Ashley is spelled
Ashley.
and Garrett, Garret. And we'll include that all in the show notes.
Yeah.
And
it was recorded in Garrison Woods.
Yeah.
Which
In
is
your
part
basement.
Yeah, in my basement. Yeah.
Very good. Well, that's cool. And what's the band called? So and this seems like a one-off project. Who are you playing for? What's your band? What's your gig?
I play lucky enough to play in a few bands.
Yeah.
And we do gig around town and play charity events or even some local establishments like the Unicorn or Cat and Fiddle, Kilton Caber. We played at the Marda Loop Community Center actually in December. We did a fundraiser for the vets.
Nice.
So things like that. So I play in a band called the MojoLisa.
The MojoLisa, that's the one I'm most familiar with.
Then I play with Ashley. We call ourselves the Ashley Garrett Band.
Okay.
And then we also have almost a combination of the two bands, and we have a country band that we play a lot at Stampede, and we call ourselves the Longview.
Nice.
So we get around a little bit.
Right. Yeah. And you're pretty good at promoting your things through the Facebook kind of invites, I've noticed. You're you're my best friend at inviting me to things.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like you know how to use that. It's good.
Well, I try and be subtle and not like spam everyone, but we use
I like it.
We use Facebook and Instagram.
As often as I don't come, I say thanks for the invite, keep me on the list.
Yeah. I don't always do events, but at least I'll post some photos with like date and times. And then for the big events, I do a cancer fundraiser every year.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, we do.
You're lucky enough to be born, I think, on June 11th. 12th.
Yeah.
And that's just, as the summer is becoming beautiful in Calgary.
Yeah, you're right.
He's lucky enough to be able to throw one of the first kind of parties, which actually is a bit of a fundraiser for, can we say it? Fuck cancer?
Yeah.
For your fundraiser.
We call it Fuck Cancer. You can edit that out later. But all the money goes to the Alberta Cancer Foundation and actually supports myself and another rider, Duncan,
the ride to conquer cancer.
On the Enbridge Ride to Conquer Cancer.
Right.
So we've been doing that now for 5 years. So that takes place in early June. We hold it at the Blind Beggar, and we get like 4 or 5 bands and just get everyone out, and it's a great time for a great cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a real privilege being able to do that. And
you enjoy the ride? Tell us a little bit about the ride.
Well, actually, one of my coworkers, Dave Robertson, started a team on the Enbridge Ride to Conquer Cancer the second year that it started in Alberta. So I think it's about around 10 years now, and he would always ask me to join the team. And for the first 5 years, I always deferred because the fundraising is what scared me. And then I got this concept I could throw a big party and like raise money. So it's an amazing event, amazing event. There's usually 1,500, 2,000 riders, another 500-700 volunteers, corporate sponsors. It usually it takes place in Alberta, British Columbia, and Ontario, as far as I recall. Alberta typically raises around $6-7 million a year. So now over the life of the event, it's raised 60 or 70 million dollars. Wow. That all go to the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and it all goes directly towards, first of all, treatment, care, research, all the things.
Nice.
So
and it seems to me,
amazing. And it's a great ride.
Right.
And it's a 2-day ride.
Yeah.
Last year we went out to Sundre and back. Just amazing support through the whole ride with food stops. There's a tent city the Saturday night, and everyone sleeps there, and then we ride back on Sunday. Last year we had perfect weather. The year before we were canceled because of the smoke.
Right.
You might recall.
Right, I remember, yeah.
So it's always an adventure, and there's so many inspiring stories of people who've survived cancer or who are riding for loved ones who they've lost. And it's just one of the best feelings ever participating in that as a rider or a volunteer. So I highly recommend it.
And I have vague memory. I mean, everyone has someone close to them has been affected by cancer.
Everybody.
And you too have, there's something there as well, probably.
Well, I think we've all lost friends and relatives. I myself actually have had melanoma.
Right, I think I knew that.
Which is surprisingly a cancer.
Yeah.
And I owe it to my family doctor who caught that and said, we better check this mole out. Sure enough, it came back positive, and I got it quickly treated. End of story. But
there
have been people who've died from melanoma, like Peter Zosky, the journalist, Bob Marley died from melanoma, and Eva Cassidy, who's another brilliant singer. So it can be a life-changing, thing. So
So John, tell us again a little bit about your customers. You're the kind of person who enjoys your music. What kind of music are you geared towards?
We do some original music, and I would say we're kind of pop, like the particular song "Tell Me" that's on the CBC Searchlight contest, and we're kind of pop rock sound, pop rock country. And some of the other bands we play a lot of cover music, and depending on the venue and the occasion, maybe we're doing a St. Patrick's Day party, or maybe it's Stampede, and we'll play what people want to hear.
Okay. Nice.
All the classics. I always say, right from Dolly Parton all the way up to Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
And Ella Fitzgerald and everything in between, because we love all forms of music. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Okay. And so as one of my sort of standard questions, anything exciting coming up? Well, obviously there's the Ashley Garrett and trying to go for that with her.
Yeah.
Anything else exciting coming up with John Longarini?
Music-wise?
Yeah, or actually career-wise, neighborhood-wise.
Well, I'll put a little plug in for the energy industry in Calgary, which I've worked in for 33 years now. So
with Suncor?
Yeah, I do work at Suncor, and I've been there for quite a while. And
you pretty much run that company.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know.
No,
not.
He does. He runs it.
Definitely not. But I'm lucky enough to have a great job there, and it's very interesting and dynamic, and work with tremendous people.
You invited me to go for a bike ride with a small group of your folks a couple years ago, and absolutely loved the feeling and the vibe that I got from your colleagues. So again, thank you for that. So what's going on there? You got some great news around the pipe?
Well, I work in IT there. So the good news is we're investing a lot of money in technology and in order to be more efficient, more productive, cleaner energy. I mean, Suncor's doing great things, building a windmill farm, solar farm. So we keep investing in green energy. Of course, our core assets are oil sands. We're in the East Coast. We have the refining and distribution. If you're filling up at a Petro-Canada, that's a Suncor company.
Okay.
And we're setting up a series of charging stations through Petro-Canada stations throughout Canada. So it's all about energy,
right?
And providing energy to people so that we can lead productive, healthy, safe lives. Right?
Nice. Yeah. Good. Okay. Well, excellent. And what are some of your future goals, John? I know retirement sounds like it's in the plans in the next 12 months or 24.
24 months, let's say. I'm getting to be a bit older now, so I think when I do get there, I've got some plans to learn Italian.
Nice. Do
some traveling. Of course, music. I'll continue to do music and write and record music and play music. And I love yoga. Like I don't get to practice it enough, but I would love to be practicing yoga 5-6 times a week.
Really great. Where do you practice? Are you at home or in a studio?
I do some at home.
Yeah.
But I really love going to the studio and having the energy. Like I'm a extrovert, I guess, as I've come to realize.
Yeah, really? Okay.
Although I was a shy kid. Yeah. But now, as an adult, I realize I'm extroverted, and I like the energy from being in a class.
Right.
We have several great yoga studios in the hood.
I realize.
And that's one of the things I love living about in Marda, Garrison, Altadore. You can walk to so many places. I have been a long time member at Hot Yoga on 17th.
Oh, okay.
It's like a family to me there. I know the owners.
Paul, right?
Yeah, Paul and Elmira. Yeah, Paul's a cyclist.
Yes, I've ridden with him lots, riding down to Marda Loop towards the west part of the city.
So I love it there, and there's certain classes and teachers that are just my go-tos. And,
oh, neat.
Yeah, so it's Hot Yoga, and they have warm yoga. Yoga's a great thing for anyone. I highly recommend it. There's all different forms. You can do it until you're, in your 90s or longer.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Good. John, what how do people reach out to you? Where, if we want to, how do we get on your,
to get a hold of me?
How do our audience get invited or know about the MojoLisa and the next events?
The MojoLisa, you can follow me on Instagram, John Longarini.
Nice.
Or also on Facebook, John Longarini.
And Longarini is spelled?
Rhymes with Lamborghini.
Lamborghini, John Longer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Longarini. Easy.
Yeah. I'll put that in the show notes.
Yeah. And we also have the MojoLisa on the Facebook as well.
And that's pretty. Is that a good platform to promote? Like you find?
It's as good as any. I think Instagram and Facebook combination. And
Okay.
is pretty good to reach out to people. And I also maintain a mailing list. And again, I don't try and spam people, but maybe 3-4 times a year I'll send out an email to all of our followers and let them know where we're playing.
And can we subscribe to that through your Facebook page, or
Yes.
you somehow?
Yes.
Okay, very good.
I'll put you on my list.
Okay, great. Well,
check
John,
it twice.
is there any other ask you have of our audience here in Marda Loop, Altador?
I would just say come on and visit us here in the Loop.
Yeah.
Come down for like farmers market in the summer, Saturday morning at the Calgary South Calgary Community Association, or many of the nice shops and services that we have here in Marda Loop, or our parks. River. It's a tremendous area for parks, cycling or walking and running. Ice cream is a popular item in the Loop.
Yeah.
So come on down and visit us. Yeah.
Yes. Well, John, thanks so much for being on the show. It's been a
My pleasure,
pleasure
Brian.
to see you
Brian.
again. And
Hopefully you don't have to do too much editing.